latest is today is the big day where we're going to get the speech, at least the opening address from Xi Jinping.
And do you think that this sort of probe into subsidies in China could threaten Germany's standing in China?
In a surprising turn of events, Chinese President Xi Jinping has made a groundbreaking announcement that has sent ripples throughout the global automotive industry. Chinese automakers will cease production of electric vehicles and shift their focus to hydrogen fuel cell technologies. This revelation is not just monumental for the future of Chinese automotive industry, but for the global automotive landscape as a whole. China has long been the powerhouse of the electric vehicle revolution. With the likes of NIO, XPeng, and BYD leading the charge, the country has become synonymous with EVs. Their rapid infrastructure development, subsidies for EV buyers, and heavy investments in battery technologies had many experts believing that the nation was on the path to becoming the global leader in electric mobility. One could argue that Tesla's significant presence in China with their Shanghai Gigafactory was an affirmation of the EV potential in the region. Companies like Volkswagen, BMW, and Nissan were also scrambling to get a piece of the Chinese electric pie. Models such as the Volkswagen ID.4 and the BMW 9/3 were specifically developed with the Chinese market in mind. With China being the largest automotive market in the world, no one wanted to be left behind. The implications of this sudden shift to hydrogen are manifold. Firstly, it brings into question the future of EV infrastructure within China. Billions have been spent on establishing fast-charging networks and battery-swapping stations, especially by companies like NIO. What becomes of this investment? Moreover, what does this decision mean for the global battery supply chain? China has aggressively pursued control over critical raw materials, such as lithium, cobalt, and nickel. A shift away from EVs would likely cause significant disruptions and readjustments. Markets and industries interconnected with the EV supply chain might experience uncertainty and turbulence in the coming months. On the brighter side, the pivot towards hydrogen suggests a massive investment in fuel cell technologies. Hydrogen as a clean energy source has always held promise, but was often overshadowed by the rapid ascent of EVs. With China now championing the cause, we might see a renaissance in fuel cell research and innovation. Hydrogen vehicles, while not as popular as their electric counterparts, are not new to the automotive scene. Toyota's Mirai and Hyundai's Nexo have been at the forefront of this technology, showcasing the potential benefits of hydrogen as a sustainable fuel. With China's industrial might behind this technology, there's potential for advancements that could make hydrogen vehicles more efficient, affordable, and accessible. It's intriguing to ponder how other global automakers will respond to this shift. For years, companies have been hedging their bets, investing in both EV and hydrogen technologies. Companies like Toyota, who have always been bullish on hydrogen, might see this as validation of their long-held beliefs. Others, deeply entrenched in the electric narrative, may face strategic dilemmas. Will they now accelerate their hydrogen programs, or double down on electrification, hoping to capture the space left vacant by Chinese automakers? Another dimension worth considering is the environmental impact. Hydrogen does hold the promise of clean energy, but its production, especially from natural gas, has its own set of environmental challenges. If China does move heavily into hydrogen, it will be crucial to monitor how they source it. Green hydrogen, produced using renewable energy, would be the most sustainable option. Amidst all this, one can't help but wonder about the timing of such an announcement. With global economies still grappling with the effects of the pandemic and supply chain disruptions, this pivot could be seen as China's way of steering the global automotive narrative. By taking the lead in hydrogen, they are positioning themselves at the cutting edge, forcing others to play catch-up once again. There are bound to be skeptics. Many will question the feasibility of such a dramatic shift. Some might view it as a mere strategic maneuver, a power play in the high-stakes game of global automotive dominance. Others will worry about the potential job losses in the EV sector, or the possibility of China monopolizing yet another critical global industry. But regardless of the motivations and implications, one thing is clear: the automotive world is in for another seismic shift. Just when we thought the roadmap for the future of mobility was becoming clear with the rise of EVs, The compass has been reset. The next immediate question that arises is the readiness of the global infrastructure to handle a hydrogen-driven future. Hydrogen fueling stations are notably scarce compared to electric charging points. While countries like Japan and Germany have made strides in developing hydrogen refueling infrastructure, many nations are lagging. If China is to champion the hydrogen revolution, it will need to invest heavily in developing a robust and widespread hydrogen refueling network, both domestically and potentially abroad. This also presents an opportunity for international collaboration. China could spearhead joint ventures with other nations interested in hydrogen technology. Such collaborations could expedite the development of global standards for hydrogen vehicles and refueling systems, ensuring interoperability and a seamless user experience for consumers worldwide. This would be reminiscent of the early days of the automobile, when standardizations in vehicle dimensions, road signs, and driving conventions were established. The implications of this shift won't just be limited to the automotive sector. The energy industry, specifically the oil and gas giants, will undoubtedly be keeping a close watch. A move towards hydrogen could potentially give these companies a renewed purpose in a world that's rapidly transitioning away from fossil fuels. They could repurpose their vast infrastructure for hydrogen production, storage, and transportation. This could be a much-needed lifeline for an industry that's been grappling with existential questions in recent years. For the consumers, there might be a period of adjustment. The allure of electric vehicles has always been their simplicity, quietness, and the convenience of home charging. Hydrogen vehicles, while offering longer ranges and quicker refueling times compared to EVs, will require consumers to visit refueling stations, much like they do with gasoline vehicles today. This could be a deterrent for some, but if the infrastructure is widespread and the refueling process is streamlined, it could quickly become the norm. And let's not forget about the competition. Countries like the United States, with Tesla at the helm, have been deeply invested in the EV narrative. European nations too have committed heavily to electrification, with countries like Norway and the Netherlands leading the charge. With China shifting gears, will we see a divergence in strategies? Could the world's automotive future be split between the East championing hydrogen and the West continuing with electrification? The ripples of President Xi Jinping's announcement are sure to be felt not just in the automotive and energy sectors, but also in the realms of technology, finance, and international relations. As nations, industries, and corporations reevaluate their strategies, the broader impacts on the global economy and society's future mobility become ever more pertinent. Technologically speaking, this push towards hydrogen will likely bring a surge in research and development, not just in fuel cell design, but also in areas like hydrogen storage, transportation, and safety. Universities and research institutions around the globe may pivot their focus or amplify their existing hydrogen research programs. Breakthroughs in these areas could lead to patents, new startups, and a fresh wave of innovation, reminiscent of the early days of the tech boom. Financial markets, always keen on predicting and profiting from future trends, will be watching closely. While electric vehicle stocks have seen meteoric rises in the past decade, a newfound interest in hydrogen could spur a bullish trend for companies invested in hydrogen production, storage, and distribution. Furthermore, the venture capital world might shift its gaze, channeling funds towards startups pioneering new hydrogen technologies or solutions. This shift could also reshape the global labor market. While the EV sector had been a beacon of job creation, with battery production facilities, EV charging infrastructure, and related industries spawning millions of jobs, a pivot towards hydrogen could cause a tectonic shift. This might lead to reskilling initiatives where professionals trained in EV-specific technologies transition to roles in the burgeoning hydrogen ecosystem. Countries and corporations will need to ensure that this transition doesn't result in significant job losses, but instead evolves into an opportunity for growth and development. In conclusion, President Xi Jinping's announcement is more than just a change in China's automotive direction. It's a potential redirection of the global trajectory. While the path ahead is uncertain, it's filled with promise and potential. As with all great innovations and shifts, there will be winners and losers, challenges and opportunities, debates and agreements. But one thing is for sure: the automotive landscape as we know it is about to undergo yet another transformative change. The world now waits with bated breath to see how this new chapter in mobility unfolds. Thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure the notification bell is turned on so you don't miss a video.